Chris. Welcome to Texas Stadium for what is simply an NFL classic. The Dallas Cowboys host their arch rivals, the Washington Redskins, on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
Are you ready for some football?
Coming into the year, I think the players had every expectation of winning the division and then moving on into the playoffs.
The Dallas Cowboys circled the wagons and fulfilled their own prophecy. The NFC East is theirs once again. But a late-season stumble has silenced the charge and raised doubt in Big D. Can the boys saddle up for one final ride?
This could very well be the last year that we get a chance to play with a lot of these guys. And I think you got to try to make the most of every chance you get.
It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
Come on and hit it. Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for some football? A Sunday night showdown. Yeah, the Cowboys and the Redskins. This ain't no holiday hold down. The stadium is rocking with all my rowdy friends. It's Sunday Night Football on ESPN. Let's launch this thing now.
Dallas, Texas on the final Sunday night of the regular season and a few miles north in Irving, Texas Stadium. Sold out as always for the Redskins and the Cowboys. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann and Paul McGuire, wishing you the best this holiday season. As Norv Turner enters tonight's final game, he can only wonder what might have been. His team has won 6 of its last 8 games, including 4 in a row. But, Joe, that's not been enough to overcome that horrible 0-7 start.
It really hasn't, Mike. And he got a lot of criticism when this team was 0-7, but he certainly has to deserve an awful lot of credit for holding it together in the latter part of the season when they've gone 6-2. But in this 8-game stretch, one guy has jumped out and done a terrific job. That's Trent Green as quarterback. He provides an awful lot of mobility at the quarterback position and has continued to make plays, and he's also done a great job of protecting the ball. In 8 games, he's just thrown 3 interceptions. That's protection.
And when you talk about turning a team around, our congratulations to first-year head coach Chan Gailey. He's taken a Cowboys team from 6-10 to winning the NFC East. But, Paul, instead of charging into the playoffs, they come limping in, especially on offense.
Well, this offense has only scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 games. And talking to Troy Aikman, Larry Allen, and Emmitt Smith yesterday, they said they would like to play long enough to correct this thing. But Chan Gailey, the head football coach of this team, said, look, because we're playing a playoff game on Saturday, the starters will only see limited action.
All right, Paul, Emmitt Smith, 1 rushing touchdown away from a new NFL record. Darrell Green looking to close strong for the Redskins. Next on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back at Texas Stadium in Irving, let's go to the sideline to our colleague Solomon Wilcox with Washington head coach Norv Turner.
Thanks, Mike. Norv, you managed to win 6 of your last 8 games after the 0-7 start. How have you managed to turn things around?
Well, I think the key, Solomon, is that our players have continued to believe. And if you believe in what you're doing, then you always have a chance, and we've had that.
Now, without Deion Sanders playing in tonight's game, how does that change what you're able to do on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, the Cowboys have done a good job adjusting to not having Deion, but you can't replace a player like Deion. He helps you in so many areas, not only on defense.
Okay, thanks, Norv. And, Mike, the Redskins are trying to prevent the Cowboys from becoming the first team in the NFC East to win all 8 division games in a single season.
All right, Solomon, there's Chan Gailey. His first season at Dallas. He has his club in the playoffs. They will play the 4 o'clock game next Saturday right here against the Arizona Cardinals. Brett Conway out of Penn State to kick off. As Dallas has won the toss, elected to receive Billy Davis and Tyrone Hughes. are deep. Davis, 87. Hughes, 32, the former New Orleans Saints Pro Bowl return man. Hughes from the 5. Straight up the middle. Tyrone Hughes across the 40. The Dallas offense has Troy Aikman at the helm. His numbers are down this year, only 12 touchdown passes after missing 5 games with a broken clavicle. The other members of the Big Three are back. Smith among the conference leaders in rushing, and Urban with over 1,000 yards receiving. Up front, power on the left side. Allen and Newton are both going to the Pro Bowl. Inexperience in the middle with Kiselak and Adams. Patrick Jeffers, the only wide receiver on first down. Emmitt Smith off the left side. Cuts it back, picks up 5 across the 45-yard line. For the Redskins defense, Wilkinson, one of 2 big-money defensive tackles, leads the club in sacks. The other, Stubblefield, out with a knee. Any consistency in stopping the run has come from the linebackers. Patton leads the team in tackles. Smith is second. The secondary has had problems everywhere except Darrell Green's corner. The 7-time Pro Bowler was superb again in his 16th year, and he says he plans to come back for a 17th. Blitz picked up. Aikman throws complete across midfield to Billy Davis. Hammered down immediately, but it's going to be very, very close to a first down. You saw him come up right at our goal 1st and 10 line.
Troy Aikman, in visiting with him, said that over the last 3 or 4 weeks, teams have really decided to come after him. And it looks like that's exactly what Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator of the Redskins, wanted to do. Brought the blitz right away on 2nd and short.
It doesn't show up in the number of sacks, but he has been getting pounded.
It wears and tears on a quarterback. I mean, the amount of times they credit sacks is far different from the hits that you take through the course of a season.
First down, Cowboys on their opening possession. Mike Nolan, who has been under fire this year as the Redskins defensive coordinator after getting kudos a year ago in the same position.
Those kudos go away, very fast.
Well, when you're giving up 152 yards a game on the ground, you don't get many of them. Emmitt. A couple. Marvcus Patton with the tackle on the last play. The Cowboys offense has disappeared during the month of December. Only 11 points a game, 71 yards rushing per game. The third down conversions almost 1 out of 4, and only 2 offensive touchdowns. They did not have one a week ago against the Philadelphia Eagles.
And Nate Newton is limping off the field.
A leaner, meaner Nate Newton.
I think he put a little bit of that back.
He was really out of shape a year ago. Aikman with time in the flat. Billy Davis first down at the Redskin 35 in front of Chris Dishman, who has had a tough year after a brilliant 97 at corner.
Larry Allen is going to the Pro Bowl, and this guy is one great tackle. He's not as big as most tackles as far as height is concerned, but just look at him play his position.
You watch Troy set and throw. The best timing quarterback in football. Billy Davis does a nice job of driving Chris off, comes back to the ball, and it's perfectly thrown, as most of Troy's are.
Emmitt off the left side, cuts back behind a Johnston, blocked to the 31-yard line. Jamal Duff made the tackle for the Redskins.
Emmitt Smith was talking to us yesterday about how much he missed Moose Johnston. Darrell Johnson. Watch this block and watch what Darrell Johnson does, number 48. He goes out here, he gets off a block, and then he helps Emmitt by getting another block on Chris Dishman.
And I think it's going to be really critical to be able to shut down this Cowboy running game, that the safeties and the corners are up there to make plays at the line of scrimmage for the Redskins.
Sherman Williams, number 20, is in to give Smith a breather. Aikman with time and tipped away at the last moment. Saved by Stanley Richard, who just got a fingertip on it. Billy Davis was open.
A wonderfully designed play, a little play action up inside, hopefully holding Stanley Richard. But Stanley does a good job of running. Billy Davis goes across the formation. Now, there's Stanley Richard, number 24. The ball is thrown well. He just makes an excellent play on it.
Well, that really is a terrific adjustment by the safety. I mean,
it really
to
is.
get there.
Just got a fingertip on it.
Four-man rush. Aikman throws, knocked away, almost picked off by Darrell Green.
Oh, man, you talk about 16 years in pro football and getting a jump like this on the ball. Darrell Green said, I love to play against great receivers. And when you watch what this man does, it is just incredible. Here he is on Michael Irvin. Watch him anticipate, go inside, and almost get the interception.
And since the day I've known him, since he's been a rookie, he's got great feet, great anticipation, but he's always got his hands on backwards. He just doesn't catch as many as you think he could.
He only has 47 career interceptions.
He could have had 70.
Richie Cunningham with a 49-yard field goal attempt. Short. So the Cowboys with a good drive, but they come up empty. Here at Texas Stadium, their offensive troubles continue. ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By GMC Sierra, for those who demand more from a truck. By AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it. And by the United States Marine Corps, where the change is forever. 0-0 first quarter from Texas Stadium in Irving. Darrell Green at age 38, he will be 39 shortly, one of the 5 oldest starters since 1970 in the National Football League, still runs under a 4.3 40. He might play forever. Trent Green throws incomplete. Michael Myers putting the pressure on him.
Michael, I want to go back to the play that Darrell Green made on Michael Irvin. Two things happen here. Number one, his experience and his anticipation. You see where he's lined up. He's going to wind up on the inside route of Michael Irvin. He moves over into position. Now he takes away the post. Now, as soon as Michael breaks, Darrell breaks, and then he breaks on the ball. That's anticipation with a little disguise and excellent reading of the quarterback.
One of the best to ever play the game. Green to throw again in the flat. That's his tight end who has moved to fullback, Mike Sellers. Here's the Redskins offense with Trent Green at quarterback in the last 8 games. Incredible numbers, 15 touchdown passes, only 3 picks. Injuries to Terry Allen and Skip Hicks moved Stephen Davis to tailback. Dallas has had trouble with big backs this year. The offensive line has been shuffled all season because of injuries and inconsistency. Joe Patton has been the steadiest player up front all year. 3rd and 3. Brian Mitchell is in for the Skins. He's number 30. End around. Shepard caught in the backfield and dropped immediately by Greg Ellis. The rookie stayed home and made the play.
You know, normally when you're going to run a reverse like this, you would run it to the rookie. But Greg Ellis, what he's told to stay home, he reads it perfectly, and he makes the stop. And again, you know, Joe, you would. If you're going to call a reverse, just run it to a rookie because he's going to fly down the line of scrimmage.
Matt Turk, who will go to the Pro Bowl as the NFC's punter, averaging 44.6 yards a kick, will punt it away to Tyrone Hughes. Partially blocked. Looked like Hayward Clay got it. Still loose. And I don't think Joe Avezzano was really thrilled that his guys touched it after it was downfield.
This is one where they get pressure right there. You're going to see the move inside. Takes an excellent angle. There he comes inside all by himself. Great individual effort. That's just somebody wanting to get to the punter. What great individual effort. Look at him sell out and go after that thing.
First and 10 Cowboys at the Washington 46-yard line.
Joe Avezzano, who's always had one of the best special teams units and whose face was made for television.
Got his own country western band. They got everything. He got it all going.
Sherman Williams is now out as a flanker, and he comes in motion. He'll get it on the flanker around behind Johnston. Got a big block. Hauled down by Stanley Richard at the 22.
You know,
so both teams pulling out a few.
Yeah, they do. But this time, Jamal Duff is on the end, number 92, and he goes inside. He doesn't stay outside where he's supposed to. Watch 92 on the end of the line. Here's Duff. He gets caught inside. Actually, Johnston doesn't have to block anybody until he gets downfield.
It's just the opposite of what we saw Greg Ellis do. We saw great discipline on the play before.
All right, watch what Duff does. Now, see him sell himself inside, and once he does that, Moose Johnston, number 48, doesn't even have to block him. They just leave him alone.
The rookie plays it right. The veteran does not. Emmitt cuts it outside. Stutter step forced out of bounds. This is much more a perimeter-oriented running game under Chan Gailey than it was under Barry Switzer.
And it really placed a great strain on Emmitt Smith having to learn the disciplines of the footwork. That was his biggest problem. He spent time trying to figure out exactly what he wanted to do. Clarence Selman is the running back coach, and he went to Clarence and finally said, hey, look, I'm having a terrible time here. I can't get this. They looked at a lot of film. Chris Warren helped them, resolved it, and there you see the results. Big gains on 1st and 10.
Almost like Arthur Murray. You put your left foot here, then your right foot. Aikman with time over the middle, incomplete. Tried to get it to his tight end Bjornsson, but he couldn't come up with it at the 10 mark because Patton, the middle linebacker, was there. David LaFleur, the big tight end, 272 out of LSU, has a sprained right knee and is out of the lineup tonight. And they hope to have him back for the playoff game on Saturday. David LaFleur, who's 20 catches, lead the tight end group.
Sometimes mistaken as an offensive lineman.
Yes. 3 wide receivers set on 3rd and 5. Aikman flushed. On the run, knocked away by Dishman. Intended for Billy Davis.
Joe, these defensive backs of the Redskins are doing everything that they're asked to do. And I mean, they're covering all over the field. And Dishman makes another great play by a corner. Number 26 is Chris Dishman. Watch him stay with Davis. He stays, he stays, he stays. He sees Aikman going to the outside. He stays and then just goes inside and knocks the ball away.
So Cunningham, who missed earlier from long range, will try one from 35. He was short from 49. And Cunningham now 27 of 33 on the season, and the Dallas Cowboys take a 3-0 lead over the Redskins. Cowboys over the Redskins with 8:33 to go. First quarter of play from Irving, Texas. The Cowboys owner Jerry Jones seeing his team back in the playoffs under his choice for the head coach, Chan Gailey.
I saw you talking to him on the field.
We talked for quite a while. Well, I'll tell you, he made a commitment to this football team to bring back the integrity and the pride and the coaching changes and all the problems they've had. He has done a terrific job of raising the level of this football team's pride and respect again. I give him a lot of credit.
Brian Mitchell, 9th in the conference in kickoff returns, but has had a whale of a second half of the season. Extremely dangerous. Stood up at the 22, then buried. Izell Reese, the first man downfield for the Dallas Cowboys. You're watching Sunday Night Football, 3-0. Cowboys over the Redskins. Back in a moment. Deion Sanders sidelined for the 5th consecutive week with a sprained big toe that prevents him from going from side to side, which is sort of necessary in this game as a kick returner or a defensive back. Stephen Davis pounded as he got just across the 25-yard line. On defense for Dallas, Lett was voted to his 2nd Pro Bowl. Very quick inside. Ellis and Myers, both rookies, man the ends. Very good linebackers. Strickland, the run stuffer, and Coakley, a sideline-to-sideline player with 4.4 speed. In the secondary, Mathis starts for the injured Sanders. That's a huge loss, of course. Woodson is on his way to a 5th Pro Bowl. Kevin Smith starts at corner in place of Deion Sanders. He's missed a couple of games with a bad back as he moves to the right side. Then Kevin Mathis moves in on the left, and there is Leon Lett, the 7-year veteran, shaken up on the last play.
The problem on the field is Corey Raymer, the center, lost his shoe, and he can't get it back on, so they had to take a timeout. We know coming into this game that the Redskins, what they had to do is double team Leon Lett, and they try. See him there. Yeah, they try. He makes the play.
Herman McCormick, number 99, comes in his spot. We're taking a look at his eye. Trent Green tries to dump it off to Sellers, and Sellers somehow catches the football at the 28-yard line with Randall Godfrey all over him.
Trent Green has done a good job in the latter part of the season through the 6-2 run, taking care of the football. Evidence you pointed out, Michael, earlier when we went through the lineups. 15 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. But he still has to challenge the defense. You need some big pass plays, and you look at the numbers since he's had the opportunity to play. He's still going to have to put the ball down the field in this game if the Redskins are going to be able to have some success on offense.
That was the first catch of Mike Sellers' career. He is out of Walla Walla. Green in trouble. Throws on the run. Steven Alexander, the tight end, who has become his favorite receiver with his 34th catch.
Joe, watch what Steven Alexander does. Now, he's going to run into double coverage, but what he does do is stay there. And he lets the defensive guys walk off. Watch, he's right here. Now he just stays right where he was.
And Steven Alexander has really become a favorite of Trent Green's. This is what you have to do as a quarterback. You have to know when to get out and go make plays. We've seen Jake Plummer almost patent it now in this particular season. Now Trent Green winds up scrambling out, making a big play.
Green rifles this to the sideline, complete to Leslie Shepard. He should have another first down at the Dallas 37-yard line. They are playing, of course, without Michael Westbrook, one of 9 starters on injured reserve. Rich Owens, who would have been a starter at defensive end, was hurt in preseason. He is a 10th guy who would have been in the starting lineup. And the ironic part is they lose all the guys they were counting on, and now they're winning.
And the reason why is because they've got guys on the field who are taking advantage of the opportunity. It's got a renewed enthusiasm to this Redskins the second half of the season.
Play action by Green. Good protection. Oh, Shepard, what a catch. Holy cow, what a grab by Leslie Shepard.
Trent Green's pass complete to number 86.
In his own quiet way, Leslie Shepard coming into this game, 7 touchdowns, 38 receptions, averaging almost 17 yards a catch. Here he works across. Now, Trent Green is buried back in that pile of people. He just extends himself and protects the ball. Look at that. Reaches out, brings it in, and protects the reception.
First down, Redskins. Davis. Lett, who's back in the lineup, got him as he reached the 20. Lett had been hit in the eye, apparently not too serious. He was back in immediately.
You know, talking to Trent Green yesterday, and what a nice young man, and ask him about with Deion Sanders out of the picture. What does that do for your offense? He said, now we can play offense. We can use the whole field now. Before we only had one half of it. That's huge. He is something, this guy. That's the best corner I've ever seen.
Four-man rush. Green to his tight end Alexander. He fumbled the football.
That's going to be Cowboy ball, I think. Of course, it's a scrum now.
Corey Raymer, number 52, the center, was down there, and it looked like the ball bounced back at him.
Now, this ball could have exchanged hands at least 2 or 3 times at this point. I mean, really, the key is to have a big guy get under there and start pulling.
Cowboy football. Huge play by their defense that shuts down a great-looking Redskin drive.
That's the key. You got to have a big guy down there, Chad Henne. You need the biggest guy you can find to get in the bottom of that pile.
Former Air Force fighter pilot. I'd like him after it. Alexander talking to Norv Turner. Godfrey reached in and knocked it loose for Dallas. 4:26 to go in the quarter. 3-0 Cowboys.
Larry Allen, all-pro, going to the Pro Bowl, and there's a reason for it, because he is a tremendous tackle. He's going to block 3 different people. Watch this. He pulls out and gets on the linebacker. Then he's going to block inside and come back out and block on Duff. Now watch this. Now he blocks inside and Boutte. It just keeps him to the inside where he can't get back to the play.
They've run behind him 4 times for 38 yards. He doesn't need any help. And his man has not gotten near the quarterback. When he can get his arms out on you in that punch, it's over. After the fumble, Dallas takes over at the 11. Emmitt cuts it outside, then all the way outside. Darrell Green forced him out of bounds. We are so used to seeing Emmitt Smith go straight up the gut, anywhere between the tackles. It looks odd to see him running outside all the time.
But, you know, it's a new discipline for him. I mean, it really is, and he really struggled with it early. Watch how he starts. They want to go outside the tackle. He stays with... Now, you saw the hole open up inside. In the past, he really would have cut it back up. But now he stays with the discipline and picks up the yards they needed.
Aikman wants to screen to Emmitt. Caught from behind. That's a heck of a play by Kennard Lang.
I'll tell you, when you've got defensive linemen that can move this quick on the outside, Kennard Lang is the left defensive end, number 90. He reads the screen and he gets back and makes a tackle. And it's not easy bringing Emmitt Smith down by yourself. Kennard Lang, look at him, number 90. Watch this. He reads screen. Now look where he comes from. He's going to get help coming back to the inside and makes the play. No first down.
Speed is Kennard Lang's game, the 17th overall pick in the 97 draft. Sherman Williams is in on 3rd and 3. Aikman, the quick out to Irvin, and Darrell Green stuffed him in his tracks. What a play by Darrell Green.
Of all the things that we talk about regarding Darrell Green, the thing that I've always been impressed with is his ability to break on the ball. His quickness to get from 0 to however fast he needs to go. Michael just steps up, and Darrell just breaks. And he's a heck of a tackler. You know, everybody says he's just a cover guy. He's a small guy. He's a tough little guy as well.
Look at him laughing.
He's loving this.
He's
absolutely loving this.
I told him yesterday he's going to be the first 45-year-old defensive back in the history of the NFL. Toby going to kick. Brian Mitchell is deep. Telling everybody to get away, and Fair catches it at the 49. 33-yard punt and no return. Darrell Green, not only a solid tackler, 4-time NFL fastest man. These overhead shots provided by the Southwest Airlines aerial cam high above Texas Stadium for ESPN's Sunday Night Football.
Returning to play, first and 10 Redskins.
Oh, that Comet missed the stadium again.
Whew, thank goodness.
Dodged another one.
And they'll whistle this play dead. There was movement before the snap of the ball. First flag of the ball game. Our presentation of the College Bowl season continues Wednesday. It starts at 7:30 with bowl game night live from Tempe, Arizona. That's followed by the Culligan Holiday Bowl, number 16 Nebraska against 6th-ranked Arizona. Darren Woodson not in the Dallas lineup. We'll update you on that as soon as we get some information. Davis hasn't had much room tonight. Certainly doesn't on that. Gains 2 and no more.
You know, the interesting thing talking to Norv Turner yesterday, Joe and Mike, is that he was saying in the 0-7 run, he said, we played pretty good football. We'd drop a ball, we'd fumble here, we'd throw an interception there, we'd blow a coverage. And you look at going down the field, Steven Alexander drops the football. I mean, he gets hit, he knocks the ball out. It went right back to that what he was saying. And without those mistakes, this is a pretty good football team.
A lot of people thought they would win the NFC East. That 0-7 start put an end to that. Green, lofting one, Shepard. Leslie Shepard knocked out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
He just accelerated away from Kevin Mathis. He stays with him. He gets on top of him by about a yard and then stays real physical. And the thing about Leslie Shepard, he's only 5'11", 185 pounds. And you say, well, maybe he's a little frail. Mathis tries to jam him. He gets on top. But watch him go. He runs right to the ball now and then shows his speed and acceleration.
Look at the air under this ball. That ball was perfectly thrown.
Shepard career highs in every category, and the Redskins have to burn a timeout as the play clock was winding down with 1:18 to go in the quarter. Trent Green has been sharp so far. 7 out of 8, already over 100 yards. And he's hit his last 7 passes.
And it tell you something else, too. It's not that the Redskins have not had people open. We watched the film of the last Dallas Cowboy game when they really got pummeled. They had people open. They just couldn't block them. I think one of the big problems they've had on offense for the Redskins has been the line. And Dave Campo is putting a lot more pressure on Trent Green. We've seen him have to flush out and move around. You talk about a guy who feels like he's lost his safety blanket. When Deion Sanders went out, Dave Campo had to change everything he did defensively because of that one man's ability, as you pointed out, Paulie, to play one half of a football.
But the domino effect is that all the special teams, I mean, when Deion Sanders went out, it affected a number of players, not just one.
Davis behind Sellers inside the 7-yard line. And it's not just Deion's absence physically. It's the emotional shock to the team, offense, defense, and special teams, that he's not around.
Number 69, Rod Milstead, who was with the Miami Dolphins at one time. Watch the block he gets. He's the right guard, blocks, and inside. The hole opens up. Look at this block. And Chad Henne, that's beautiful.
2nd and 3 for the Redskins. Davis, stutter step in the backfield, goes nowhere. Gang tackle. Leon Letton, Fred Strickland led the way.
Down at this part of the field, Joe, you don't have time to do this.
No.
You don't have time to stand there and dance. You either hit the hole or you don't.
Well, the guy, Greg Ellis, is the guy who gets the penetration. Greg Ellis is 3 yards deep in the backfield, which causes Stephen Davis to have to change direction. This is an area where the Redskins have also improved tremendously. Watch this. Watch number 98 wind up. There's number 98. He's got everybody piled up. Now here come his friends to help out.
The Redskins' best offensive lineman, Trey Johnson, another one of those guys on injured reserve. Trent Green got away from the pressure, throws in the end zone, caught by Shepard. It looked like it was intended for Alexander.
No, I see a lot of people misinterpret that when a quarterback throws the ball. Quarterbacks have particularly unique eyes.
I can't wait to hear this.
Well, what happens is Trent Green saw the defense, and he saw behind Alexander that Shepard was going to be running. See how he turns? This is thrown to Shepard all the way. He's not going to throw it that far behind Alexander. What a terrific pass. Only seen through the eyes of a quarterback. He's not going to, he's not going to miss him by that much, guys. Excellent.
Very nice try.
Thank you.
Leslie Shepard, 4 catches, 70 yards in the first quarter. You should have been a public defender. End of the first quarter. The Redskins have taken the lead over the Dallas Cowboys. Redskins have taken the lead 7-3, and that last drive may be a perfect example of how Deion Sanders' absence hurts the Dallas Cowboy defense.
Well, yesterday talking to Chan Gailey, when he came in, he was kind of somber about the fact that Deion was on. But when Norv Turner came in, he was just smiling. Something. We're very happy he's not here.
Well, yeah, nobody's thrilled. Nobody is disappointed that he's not there if you're playing against the Cowboys. And as we said, Dave Campo now is saddled with the responsibility of having to figure out where do you put the safeties now. Talking to Darren Woodson, he said, now I have to become a real safety. I have to go back and keep an eye on what's going on with the cornerback position. When Deion was in there, he knew that part of the field was taken care of.
Missing his 5th straight game, and there are serious doubts whether he will be back next week for the playoffs. Tyrone Hughes from the 8 has another seam. And Hughes fights his way up to the 35. ABC's exclusive presentation of the Bowl Championship Series begins Friday, January 1st at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. UCLA against Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl at 8:30. Ohio State and Texas A&M in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. On Saturday, January 2nd at 8, the FedEx Orange Bowl, Florida and Syracuse. And on Monday night, January 4th at 8, the National Championship game. Tennessee, Florida State in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Emmitt Smith back in at tailback as the Cowboys start just shy of their own 35. Throwing deep and caught. Down to the 15, Michael Irvin with the grab over Darrell Green, who ran with him shoulder to shoulder.
That's how you take advantage of a size mismatch. We saw it in the last series. They tried to throw a quick hitch to Michael. He doesn't get a chance to get his body near Darrell. Michael now works just purely to the outside. He can't outrun him, but he can physically push him, move him, and when the ball is thrown that perfectly, there's nothing you can do defensively to protect against it.
You wonder how Darrell missed it. He had his hand right between Michael Irvin's hands. Great throw by Aikman. Emmitt. This time up the middle. Bursts to the 5.
Well, this is what you asked for, Emmitt Smith running up the middle of the field. But I will tell you one thing. Emmitt Smith talks about it. I will find Larry Allen, number 73, and I will run behind him. Larry Allen's on the right of the screen. Look at the double team here, and Larry Allen just opens up the hole. Emmitt Smith goes up the middle for 9.
I got to be honest with you. The Redskin linebackers have really been vulnerable so far in this game. Whether they've hit the perimeter or they run up the middle. Jones, Patton, and Smith have got to do a better job at the linebacker spot for the Redskins defensively.
Second and short. Emmitt up the middle to the goal line. No signal as yet. He will be just shy. And the reason the crowd is upset maybe in an extra way is that would have been his 124th career rushing touchdown. That would have been the best of all time. He may get the ball again.
Oh, I would think so.
Take a look at this hole. Look at the job they do. The linebackers are nowhere to be found. Look at this hole. That's a good job by Evans coming up making the hit.
First and goal. Emmitt for the record. Got it. standing ovation. Nobody deserves it more.
And he told us that he really wasn't thinking about it. Look at that. Are you kidding me?
Everybody else was.
That's so great. One of the real class acts in this game, accomplishing what he just did. Look at that. The grin is still, the smile is still there.
They have had a lot of off-the-field problems, of course, in Dallas in recent years. Emmitt Smith has never been part of it. He has been a wonderful role model, along with being a Pro Bowl player. Cowboys back on top in their rivalry with the Redskins. ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Foster's Australian for Beer. By Gateway, let's talk about your gateway. By Charles Schwab. And by AT&T, it's all within your reach.
Emmitt Smith has always been one to keep his touchdown balls. As a matter of fact, he has them put away at their facility.
Well, you know, the nice part about this thing is that everybody knew that he was going to get the football in the hole that they opened up with Williams and Flozell Adams on that side. Take a look at the left-hand side of the screen, and you're going to see the hole. Just outstanding blocking at the point of attack. Kiselek, the center, got a great block, and the hole was there.
There's the ball. Look at that, man. So happy, so deserved. Now what do? You write down the date, you write down the number, and you stick it someplace real quick so nobody can see it. Hurry up, hide it. Quick, get it in there. Don't move the helmet, get it in there. There you go.
High short kick from goal. Mitchell at the 19. Trying to get to the outside. Cuts it back and is ripped as he got to the 29-yard line. Darren Hambrick drilled it. Emmitt Smith has passed Marcus Allen with 124 rushing touchdowns. A marvelous record for a great player.
You keep thinking records are being set and nobody will break them. Have to send congratulations out to the Minnesota Vikings, who today broke the all-time scoring record, which is now a new number. Excuse me, it was yesterday.
How's it feel being second again?
Thank you. Well, you hammered away at it last week. You were disappointed they didn't do it last week.
Well, you know, one of the records we won it when we're doing the game.
Yeah.
Crowd's really into it now after the Emmitt Smith touchdown. Green floats it up there and throws it out of bounds, intended for Albert Connell, but he was double covered. Darren Woodson, the closest one to him. Darren Woodson had a sprained right ankle. That's why he was out of the game, but he is back in.
It was interesting talking to Darren. This game means more than just playing well as a football team. He said, we want to bury the Redskins. He said, I've been a part of a team when we struggled and the Redskins just kept pouring it on. He said, I really don't like them. And that's great to hear because that's the beginning of a new rivalry.
He mentioned the last game that they played at RFK where the Redskins just poured it on. Stephen Davis lowers his shoulder and burrows out to the 36-yard line.
But then there's Gerald Green yesterday said, I was sitting on a plane coming out here, and we knew playing on the same team with Darryl, and he said, you know, Joe, it's really not what it used to be. He said it was kind of sad that here we are coming here, we're not playing for anything. Everybody thought we'd be playing for the division, but yet that rivalry is not there anymore.
3rd and 3 for Trent Green and the Redskins. 11:44 to go in the half. Muscles this one outside, complete for a first down to Connell.
One thing Norv Turner told us yesterday about this guy, Trent Green, he said he's smart. And when you were talking to him about the time that he spent on the headset.
Yeah, one of the things that Trent alluded to as far as understanding this offense, as Coach Turner was calling plays when he wasn't playing, when Gus Farrar was out there, he'd listen to Norv on the headset call the plays. He now got into the head of the head coach, who happens to be the offensive coordinator. So he understands what Norv is thinking when he calls a play.
Davis dives across the 45. You mentioned Green was smart. He went to Indiana on a football scholarship only because he thought he might end up in marketing, and their business school had a great reputation. So he was thinking beyond football. He was cut twice at Indiana. Then he ends up being the 222nd player drafted out of 224. He is just now starting to get his due and his opportunity in football. Four-man rush, good protection, unloads in a hurry. Alexander has it to the Dallas 47-yard line where Darren Woodson made the stop.
We sat the other day and we watched the first game that these two teams played. The offensive line of the Washington Redskins, they were getting eaten up in that ball game. Now, Green has time to throw the football.
Plus, the other thing is Darren Woodson made the comment about Steven Alexander. He said, hey, look, this is a guy that we have to pay a lot of attention to. And I would say that when you look at the Redskins on offense, the one guy that the Cowboys are most concerned about was Steven Alexander.
3rd and 3. Brian Mitchell checks in as the 3rd down back. Here comes the blitz. Connell can't get there. Just overthrown at the 20. Kevin Smith had the coverage.
Oh, Trent Green's going to look at the film of this game and wonder, why didn't I just give the ball to Leslie Shepard? There is nobody on him. Absolutely no one. The Cowboys went after him, and he chose to go up top to Albert Connell, who just can't quite get it.
Redskins will have to punt it away. Tyrone Hughes waits back at the 10. Kirk, a driving kick toward the sideline and put it out of bounds. Paul McGuire's favorite strategy, and put it out near the 10, 11, 12, 12.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Nice job by Turk. A punt of 35. No chance of a return. Cowboys with a 3-point lead on the Redskins.
Okay.
Emmitt Smith has broken Marcus Allen's rushing touchdown record tonight, and he did it at home here at Texas Stadium to a standing ovation. Now, he doesn't get them nightly, but it's close. Dallas with a 3-point lead and the football from its own 11. Aikman with time. Davis taken out by Darrell Pounds at the 31.
That is one guy that's going to have to step his game up. With Ernie Mills down, Billy Davis is having an opportunity to play opposite Michael Irvin. You know Michael's going to get attention, so you have to be the playmaker. Does a good job of driving off Pounds. Darrell gets totally lost. Billy does a nice job of coming out to make the play. And as usual, the ball is a perfect spiral thrown exactly where Troy wants it to go.
He is second in the conference in yards per catch, 18. Aikman again. Davis, another grab to the Redskin 45. Well, the offense is starting to look better. Maybe that Redskins defense is what they needed to see.
Well, the big thing is they're throwing balls down the field. You can't nickel and dime in football anymore. You've got to go down the field. This time, instead of running the out ball, they run the in ball.
Well, you want to know where they're not throwing the ball? They're staying away from Darrell Green. Look at him. He's out here on Michael Irvin, and Darrell Green is looking the other side of the field. Michael knew that pass wasn't to him.
So did Darrell.
So Ernie Mills, brought over by Chan Gailey from the Steelers, where he had him. Out on injured reserve. Green knocks this one away from Irvin, and flags come in late.
Darrell, I don't think you have any contest here.
No.
He hits Michael Irvin before the ball gets there. Even though he gets his arm out in front, you can't hit the receiver with your body.
Interference, 28, defense, first down.
You know, Darrell, you can't knock them all down.
He thinks he can.
Well, here's the bigger guy. Watch this now. Watch the contact. See, he hits him with his body before the ball gets there. Plead all you want.
Emmitt picks up 4 to the Redskin 26-yard line. Marcus Patton with the tackle.
I was visiting with Dion on the field before the game, and he said, you know, we really have to come out and play well. We've got to get this thing going as we head on into the playoffs. He has echoed the same sentiments of every guy we've talked to at that Cowboy facility yesterday. Everybody said, we've got to play better. We've got to get it going. And this is exactly what Chan Gailey wanted to see out of his football team.
Emmitt Smith so far 9 carries, 40 yards here in the half. He's always had success against Washington. Gets another crack here. Breaks one tackle, breaks another, and cuts it outside. Emmitt Smith. Touchdown. Holy cow, what a run.
You know, the thing about this thing, it's all Emmitt. And watch his legs, folks. Don't look at the ball and don't look at all the blocking because he gets some blocking. But watch his feet. They never stop. He moves back to the outside. He moves inside, and he sees the goal line. That was a great run.
26-yard scamper for a touchdown, his second of the game. Couple of missed tackles by the Redskins. Something that's hurt them all year. Cunningham for the point after. Emmitt Smith, third in NFL history with 1,000 yards, 8 straight years. The Dallas Cowboys, who did not get an offensive touchdown a week ago and have had only 2 in the last 3 games, exploding on the Redskins here in the first half. They're up 17-7. Brian Mitchell to return the kick from the 6. Cut down shy of the 25. Let's go back to the touchdown, which apparently was not.
No, it was not, Michael. I want you to take a look at where Emmitt Smith's knee hits the ground and where the ball is. There's his knee, okay? Here's the ball over there somewhere. All right, that's where the ball should have been marked. Now he reaches forward, winds up in the end zone. My question is, what is he looking at? He should be looking over here as well. This is the same crew that worked the New England-Buffalo game and the Indianapolis-San Francisco game. That in itself speaks for some of the problems that have happened in football this year from an officiating standpoint.
Stephen Davis, room to run. One of the biggest proponents of instant replay is Redskins general manager Charlie Casserly, and he can add that one to his clip reel because with the ball in his left hand, Emmitt Smith was down at between the 1.5 and the 2-yard line. That wasn't even close.
Well, the problem is because the officials have no way of correcting what they think they see, it's going to cost some people jobs. I can think of the Jets-Seattle game as an example.
Davis again as the Redskins try to play a little smash mouth and get it up to the 36 for a first down.
I don't think there's going to be any question of this. That there will be replay next year. Yeah. Now, they got to just figure out how they want to do it because after this disastrous year, and there have been a number of teams that have been affected, the ones that have been voting against it got to understand something. If there's only one mistake that's ever made, it's an uncorrected mistake. Right. And we have the technology now that we can correct a mistake that's made on the field that will save a team.
Jerry Jones on the competition committee voted for it in the postseason this year. That's not going to happen, of course.
He was the only one on the competition committee that did vote for it.
Stephen Davis, this is the 3rd time he's carried the ball in this series, and he's picking up some yardage. He picked up 9 on this play. This guy's got great feet.
Well, we said at the beginning of the telecast, Dallas has had problems this year with the big backs. And Stephen Davis, who is playing tailback tonight, 234 pounds. He's gained 21 yards and 3 carries in this drive. At Auburn, he was a workhorse and a marked man because they couldn't throw the ball very well. Still gained over 1,000 yards his last year. Davis again. He's got another first down for the Redskins. Out to their own 47. Dexter Copley tackled him.
Norv Turner pointed out to us, he said, one of the things we have to do offensively is we have to run the football better. You get down by 10 points in a game, a lot of people think that a coach is going to try and make it up. He's staying with his game plan. He's coaching his football team to keep him in the game because they're going to have to run the football at some point through the course of this game if they want to get back in it.
And that's what the offensive lineman wanted to hear, a commitment to the run. Leon Lett goes right through Brad Badger and flags fly.
You know, it's got to be a sick feeling when you're you're already committed. You can't stop.
Prior to the snap, encroachment number 78 of the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
Offsides against Dallas. Sign with Rigo, the Redskins, old school football. Guess who else is there? Yes, sir.
Old Joe.
Old number 7.
Why do you always punctuate old?
That's what the sign
says. I know,
Old Joe.
But the way Paul punctuates it. Thank you.
Trent Green back to work through the air. Shepard as Kevin Mathis gambled and missed.
I'm going to tell you what, Kevin Mathis, you can't play defense any better than he did without knocking the ball down. Look at this. He gets a jump on the ball, but that ball is perfectly thrown. Look at the ball to the outside. Kevin Mathis has no chance on this ball because of where it's put. I like the way Trent Green is throwing football. You know, this right now is a young Redskin team.
Green has already thrown for 134 yards, 5 for 79 for Shepard. Green drops it to Sellers. Boy, he just lowered his head and got what he could. Start your New Year's Day off right at 8:30 Eastern with College Bowl Game Day. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Lee Corso preview all the day's games. And at 11, it's the Outback Bowl. Tim Couch in Kentucky will fill the air with footballs against number 20, Penn State. Redskins on a drive, down by 10. We're at Texas Stadium in Irving. Davis again. All the way to the 20-yard line. Woodson had to make the tackle, and Davis starting to wear down that Dallas defense.
What a block by Mike Sellers, the fullback, coming up in the hole, and Stephen Davis didn't even hesitate.
Washington at the Cowboys 20-yard line.
Fred Strickland, number 55, tries to come up and fill, and look at the collision that Sellers gets on him.
I mean, this is beautiful. That's 45 on 55. The hole is there.
Davis again. And Sellers is the lead blocker at 6'3", 260.
Not only have the Cowboys changed what they want to do on offense with Chan Gailey being the head coaching coordinator, but they've changed a little bit more on defense. They used to play all 3 linebackers inside. Now what Dave Campo has done is he's got Fred Strickland in there as a plugger, and he's playing Leon Lett in an eagle position. What you see a Warren Sapp do or a John Randall do. He's using him in that type of a fashion as an inside tackle.
2nd and 7 for Washington. 2:38 to go in the half. Green with a short set, tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it looked like Greg Ellis was the guy who got a hand on it. Connell was wide open in the flat.
I go right back to this play. That was wide open. Ellis gets up, his hands up, number 98. Green knows he has a completioner, but watch Ellis. On the tackle, then up in the air. That's good defense. You can't get to the passer, get up in his face.
The tackles have to figure out a way to get the ends hands down if you're going to throw that pass.
Ellis, the first rookie to start at defensive end for the Cowboys since Bob Lilly in '61. Trent Green goes to the end zone. Looked like multiple possession. And Dallas intercepts Alexander, and it looked like Kevin Smith, or is it Godfrey?
But are they inbounds? That's the question. I mean, did they land inbounds, or was it an incompletion? That would be the first thing that comes to my mind, and I think that's the case that Trent Green is trying to plead.
There's a lot of things at work here. If it's multiple possession, it goes to the offense.
Like, I don't know if they landed inbounds, because they certainly, watch where they wind up. Look at this.
Godfrey's inbounds.
Yes, he is.
But who has the ball? Obviously the Cowboys.
I think Godfrey was the first guy to get it. Heck of a play by Randall Godfrey. Cowboys with another turnover. They lead 17-7. Take over at their own 20. Sherwin-Williams is in at the running back spot for Emmitt Smith. Aikman to throw. Completes it out to the 34-yard line to Eric Bjornsson. Aikman throwing the ball on time tonight and having success as we approach the 2-minute warning. The Cowboys will not try to run another play, and their offense showing some fire tonight here at Texas Stadium. They lead the Redskins 17-7. Coming up on the Toyota halftime report, Chris Berman with the fastest 3 minutes in television. The Cardinals, congratulations. They make the playoffs. We'll take a look at the entire NFL playoff picture for you. We have 2 minutes to go from Texas Stadium. Cowboys with a 10-point lead and the football. Bjornsson to the 47-yard line.
I'll tell you, Aikman is on fire. I mean, he's putting the ball exactly where he wants to put it.
And the thing you talk about when you talk about offenses is you want to see them in a rhythm. They get up, they call a play, they get to the line, they run it. They get back in the huddle, they get right back. He is in a rhythm right now. And they're not satisfied with a 10-point lead either inside the 2-minute warning. And watch this throw by Aikman. Not only does he gets it over the linebacker, there's just no chance, and into the hands of the receiver. That's perfect.
You know, going back to this controversial call in the end zone on the interception, watch Alexander's left hand come off the ball. Godfrey still has 2 hands on it as they go down. This illustrates how we've seen this 10, 12 times, how difficult it is for that official to make that bang-bang call. He's got 2 guys at the sideline, 2 guys trying to get their feet down, multiple possession. He's got to make a call.
Well, what is possession and control? Alexander's out of bounds, so it can't be a touchdown.
Right.
That's obvious. But it doesn't look to me like Godfrey actually had control and possession when he winds up laying out of bounds. But again, Mike, you're right. It's so difficult to call. That's why the aid of replay, I think, would help.
The offense, 12 men in the huddle, 5 yards, still first down.
I mean, what the official must have seen, Joe, is when he waited all that time to go in there and look at the 2 guys on the ground and then make the call. It wasn't made as the catch was made, as the interception was made. This was made well afterwards.
Yep.
Which must mean what he saw was Godfrey having possession of the ball on the ground. That's the only reason Dallas gets the interception, but that is a tough call to make. Aikman pulls up. Caught at the 12. What a catch by Patrick Jeffers.
Patrick Jeffers actually runs away from Darrell Green. You're not going to see that happen very often.
How about never? 45-yard gain. Clock is running. Cowboys with plenty of time. Emmitt is back in there. Excuse me, it's Williams. Stutter step from him, runs under Stanley Richard to the 8. Sherman Williams out of Alabama. Now Dallas will use its second timeout with 1:03 to go.
Patrick Jeffries, you see him up top against Darrell Green. Troy will slide around and buy some time in the pocket. Now he just starts running. Now he accelerates. And he stays ahead of Darrell Green, who can't catch up to him or the ball.
But look at this. Look where this ball is thrown. Jeffers, he gets him so far out to the outside that Green has no chance on the ball. Look at where the ball is thrown, Joe. I'm saying everything he throws is perfect. He's 10 of 14, 180-some yards, and that's perfect throws.
Actually, when you see the replay, Darrell did pick up a step on him, but the ball was so well thrown he couldn't get to it anyway.
I love what Darrell said about covering guys, Joe. He says, little guys that are my size and I cover, I can feel their speed. I know what they have. It's big guys that I don't.
The last 12 plays, you have the feeling the offense is just fine, thanks.
Couldn't have come at a better time.
Williams behind Johnston. Dives to the 5. Greg Jones made the tackle for the Redskins.
Well, Chan Gailey told us yesterday, if they're going to play on Saturday, they may only play a short period of time. The starters we're talking about. But like Aikman and Emmitt, these guys were talking. They said, look, we got to get this thing straightened out. Our offense isn't doing anything. We want to stay in as long as it takes to get it straightened out.
3rd and 3 for Dallas. Johnston comes back in motion. For Irvin. Too strong, covered by Green.
Aikman's pass intended for number 88, Michael Irvin, incomplete. 4th down.
That will send on the field goal unit on 4th and 3 for Dallas.
Number 3, Richie Cunningham, on from field goal attempt.
Aikman reviewing his performance on that last play on the Jumbotron screen.
I think he's happy with what he's doing.
Well, he wasn't thrilled with the last pass, but everything else he ought to be very happy with. This will be a 23-yard field goal try for Cunningham, who's 1 out of 2 tonight. Knocks it through, and the Cowboys take advantage again of the big play to Patrick Jeffers that got them in position to score, and it's 27 Cowboys. Monday Night Countdown tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Join Mike Tirico, Tom Jackson, and Sterling Sharp for the latest word around the league. Then at 8 on ABC, it's Monday Night Football. Jerome Bettis and the Steelers battle Fred Taylor and the Jaguars. Well, they expected that would be a terrific season-closing game for the AFC Central Championship. Jacksonville already has it wrapped up. We told you the Cowboys offense had disappeared during Christmas season. 11 points a game. They've already gotten 20 in the first half. Ho, ho, ho. Total yards per game, they have 282 in the first half. Almost 100 rushing and 2 offensive touchdowns that matches what they did in the last 3 games. Well, the Christmas present didn't come before, but they'll take it afterward. Only 25 seconds to go in the half. Maston and Mitchell are deep. The squib kick will be down at the 40 by Sellers. The Redskins will start from there with 21 seconds to go.
Well, if this now, Trent Green is a year behind Jake Plummer, but if Jake Plummer had this much time, they might be able to score 10 points. I mean, what a job he has done for the Cardinals, getting them into the playoffs. I mean, he's playing like a guy who's just having a great time playing quarterback.
And talk about Christmas presents. He got a pretty good one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh. How about the end of that game? I mean, they only had 7 seconds. Throws one pass, gets them in field goal range, and they score.
Chris Berman will bring us the complete playoff schedule at halftime. Only 21 seconds away. Green wants the screen, throws too strong. The Cowboys diagnosed that one rather well.
Well, Brian Mitchell couldn't get out. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys defense did a terrific job. McCormick is 99. He's on the right-hand side, and look at this. He gets chopped, but you take a look at what happens. First of all, the ball is overthrown, but the defense was reacting to the play.
Brad Badger, the Redskins left guard, was the closest man to that pass, and he was throwing a block. 16 seconds to go in the half. Green drops it to Mitchell. Looking for the sideline and got out of bounds at his own 48-yard line with 8 ticks on the clock.
Brian Mitchell on the reception.
Now, I think in this situation, I've said it before, you can work the middle of the football field, first of all, because you have timeouts. If the receiver catches the ball down the middle, he can call timeout. Doesn't have to be tackled. He can stop and call timeout right there.
Rather than trying to get extra yardage.
You're not going to need, you need about a 20-yard, 25-yard completion. Get it, catch the ball, call timeout right away.
Green's only hit 3 of his last 7 after 10 straight. In the flat, Alexander stays in bounds, then dives out at the 48 with 1 second to go.
Pass caught by number 8, Steven Alexander.
Emmitt Smith with 2 rushing first-half touchdowns.
Now
leading
you
his club to a 27 lead.
Now you have to take a shot at a big old jump ball, Big Ben, or whatever you want to call it, down the field.
You know, he sets the record. You see the other 2 names, Marcus Allen, who watched for years.
And Sweetness.
Yeah, Walter Payton. I mean, those are great names.
Pretty good company, huh?
And all different running styles, too.
Yeah.
All very distinctive running styles.
Here comes the Hail Mary. Green waiting as long as he can. Tipped incomplete. That's the end of the first half with the score. Dallas 20, Washington 7. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime report.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. And let us be, if we're not the first to wish you Merry Christmas, we're a little late, the first to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Well,
10 out of 15, 184 yards, and the Cowboys lead the Redskins. Back with the second half in a moment.